All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue. And right now we are going to look at these four problems. And basically it's saying which one would be a good reasonable estimate for, would be 200,000. And so what we're going to do is I think we can all kind of agree that what we are basically going to be doing is we're going to be rounding these so that I have maybe 2,000 here, 20,000 here, 2,000 here, 20,000 here, and just kind of making it easy. So let's go ahead and round these. If I have 2,000 and I'm going to round 12 to 10, I've got 2,000 times 10. So let's see here. I've got 2 times 1 is 2. And then how many zeros am I going to add? 4. Okay. Is 200,000 reasonable for that one? No, it's not. So I'm just going to kind of just draw a line through it. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm actually going to say this is 20,000 and I'm going to multiply that by 100. So I know 2 times 1 is 2 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to add 6 zeros. So I actually know that this number is going to be 2 million. So is 200,000 a good guess for that one? Nope, it is not. I'm going to just put an X through it. Don't make like big squiggles through it. It's just kind of you putting an X knowing, hey, this is not right. So let's look here. So I've got 2,146. I'm going to round that to 2,000. Multiply this, round that to 100. So I've got 2 times 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 200,000. I'm guessing that would be a reasonable estimate for that one. And the reason we know is because of how we have put out these problems and how we have rounded. So when it says explain how you know, guys, this is you explaining how you know, because you rounded 2,146 to 2,000. You rounded 121 to 100. And when you did the math, you did get that 200,000. So when it does say to explain it, you basically are explaining it as you are doing that work. So let's go over here and let's kind of check this one. I'm going to do 20,000 times 1,000. I can already tell right now it's going to be way too much because 2 times 1 is 1, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, oh, sorry, 2 times 1 is 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to add 7 zeros. And that one is actually 20 million, so I know that that one is not correct. Okay. You can kind of also say, well, if I'm going to look at the place values, and if you already know what would mean what I would multiply to get to that 100,000, if you already know that 1,000 times 100 would be that 20,000, that or 200,000, that might kind of help you with that one. All right, so next we're going to fill in the missing factors. They've already given me what my estimated answer is going to be. So on here, if I have 571 times 43, well, if I were to round this and go by my rounding rules, 571 is pretty close to 600. 43 is pretty close to 40. So take a look at this, guys. 6 times 4 is what? 24. Then I have 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, so I'm perfect here. Same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and round 726 down to 700. 674, well, that gets rounded up to 700, rounding rules. And let's just double check. What is 7 times 7? Well, it's 49. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It checks. Okay. So same thing down here. I've got 8,379. I know I'm going to round that to 8,000. And 541, I know I'm going to round that down to 500. What is 8 times 5? Well, 8 times 5 is 40. So look how I'm circling that 40. And then how many zeros do I need to add? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have it. Okay. So that one's pretty simple. You just had to figure out which multiples and then the place value that we have on that one. So question number 5, we are going to be rounding again. Okay, because we want to know, it says about how many. So always be careful, because if it says how many, that's going to be the exact amount. But when it says about how many, it is okay to round it. So it says there are 19,763 tickets available for the New York Knicks home game. If there are 41 home games in a season, about how many tickets are available for the Knicks home games? Well, I'm going to make this into some nice, easy numbers. 19,763, I'm going to round that to 20,000. Okay, rounding rules. All right. And just remember, guys, when you're rounding these, make them nice and easy numbers for you guys to multiply. Then I have 41 home games. Well, if I follow that rounding rule, that's going to be times 40. Okay. So now what I can go ahead and do is I can do 2 times 4 is going to give me 8. And then I can think, well, I've got 10,000 times 10 would be 100,000, or I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. That would be 800,000 tickets. Okay. So Michael saves $423 a month for college. This wants to know about how much money will he have saved after, oh my goodness, 4 years. Okay. So what I probably would want to do is I would want to probably convert this 4 years into months, because I don't want to have to figure out, well, if I take you could do a couple different ways. You could do the $423. You could multiply this by 12 to figure out how much is a year and then go that way. What I want to do, or what I think I'm going to do, is I'm probably going to multiply this into that month. So I'm going to convert that 4 years into months. And I know that there's 12 months in a year. And if I'm going to have 4 years, that's going to be 48 months. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 423 and I'm going to round it down to 400 to make it kind of nice and easy on me. And then I know that if I'm basically saying, well, for $400 a month, I'm going to then take this 48 months and I'm going to round it up to 50. Okay, because I'm just going to say, well, here I've got, maybe 2 more months here. So then I'm going to go ahead and solve this. I've got 4 times 5 is going to be 20. And then remember, it's 100 times 10, so it's going to be 1,000. Okay, or remember, you've got 20, and then how many zeros do you need to add? You need to add 3. Okay, so he's going to save about 20,000. So now what we want to talk about is, will our estimate be lower or higher than the actual amount that he will save? Okay, so let's kind of think about that. Let's say, and let's kind of talk about it and then figure out if it's going to be higher or lower. So if I rounded up this 48 months, okay, and I basically said, well, we had 2 more months. So I just added 2 months of his $423 payment. Okay, so if I have 423, I basically, when I added this, I added $846 onto what would be more. Okay, but the thing is, guys, is that I rounded this $23, I rounded it down to 400, sorry. So basically every single month he had $23 more than what he would put in the account than what I have accounted for. So let's think, what is 23, just kind of for fun? 23 times, oh my goodness, 48. If we did that for 48 months. So 23, let's see here, 3 times 8 is going to give me 4, carry the 2, 8 times 2 is 16, 17, 18. Here's my placeholder. 4 times 3 is 12. Regroup that 1. That's 8, 9, 4. So actually, because we rounded down, we are basically saying he has this much more because we didn't necessarily account for it. And then this is how much we added when we said we've got 50 more or 2 more months in there. So our estimate would actually be lower than what he actually would have. Okay? And the reason is because we took this down. We took that 23. So every single month that we put in there, we were not adding that $23, not adding that $23. So after that second month, we did not have $46 in there. So adding the 2 extra months for here, we added $846 more, okay? But when we took away that 23, this is how much we did not account for. So if you kind of look at this, the 2 months that we added only gave us that 846, where we actually missed that 1,104.